Good morning. It's Lisa Jackson, the barrier breaking woman. It's 7:24 a.m. I got up at, uh, woke up at 6:44 because I thought it was a school day and woke my kids up to get ready for school because they overslept. I feel kind of bad. But in the process, I was like, okay, Lord, because I just recently fell back to sleep and I jumped up and fell overslept. So I was like, okay, Lord, well, why am I up right now? It's not a school day. What do you want me to do? And lo and behold, I called my son and told him, I just thought about it. I apologized to him because yesterday was the 3-year anniversary of his father passing away, him and his sisters and brothers, and it's a lot of them. And I didn't acknowledge it yesterday to him. And so I apologized, and he was like, oh, it's fine. I already, we good. Me and him had a talk, and I said to him, I just don't want you to be angry with him. And he said, I feel some kind of way. And I said, well, why? And he said, because, well, don't leave. I want you to listen to this video while I'm making it. You don't got to get on camera. I know you don't want to. But I want you to hear this. It's a lesson in it. He said, I feel some kind of way. And I said, why? And he said, because. And he said, you ain't going to understand. And I said, I ain't going to understand. I was, uh, how you say it? I don't want to say not compassionate or empathetic for my kids, but my father was in my life and I was abused. Their father wasn't in their life and they was never abused because God blessed me to be a strong woman when I was a little girl for my kids. When I was a little girl and didn't know the first thing about being a mother, I had my daughter when I was 16 and I had her brother when I was 18 with their father. I didn't know the first thing about being a woman, yet God put something in my spirit that never allowed me to not protect my children. If you tried me with my kids, it was a problem. Hell, even today, I don't really like people making comments about my kids. I'm very protective in their life. And I said to him, I don't want you to be angry with him. He wasn't supposed to be here. He wasn't supposed to, because I know the ones that's supposed to be in your life don't go away. They stay. We didn't have to be together to be a parent. That's what I'm just trying to teach my kids. But here's the thing that I want my kids to know. Your dad was sick and dealing with a lot of demons. A lot of people go through stuff. And I'd much rather him go off than expose y'all to the things that he was dealing with. And so I am not sorry that he wasn't in your life because God has provided all kind of amazing blessings in our life just because of that. Let me tell you, because he wasn't here, I was forced to do things on my own that I never thought I would have to do as a mother. And it made me stronger and it made me and my kids bond tighter. That's why they my day ones. My ride or dies. And God bless me with little soldiers. Because my kids, I don't care what nobody say. My kids ride for me. They get on my goddamn nerves, but they ride for their mama. They go through things. I've sheltered them, so much. So, I mean, sometimes I feel bad because I expect them in their 20s to just do better, you know, have more positivity, And till I realized, gosh, I get it. Their hearts are heavy. I'm sick right now. I'm everything that they know. They lost their father right when they just started spending time with him and had contact to him. And then he passed away. And I say this because I need my kids to know that when you look in the mirror, your dad is with you and your mother. There's sides of you, characteristics. This man wasn't there, but every time I look at my son, I tell him, you walk, talk, dress. This blows my mind how God works. You are your father, but better, because you can make a difference in the rest of your siblings' life. You could be everything that he wasn't to you, to somebody else. You can go and pursue your dreams because he was afraid to do that. He didn't think that it was for him. He had limited beliefs and he chose a different path. But you have been blessed with a mother like me, the kind that tells you every day you can do it. I don't want to hear no whiny, Rooney Poo bullshit. Okay? I understand he wasn't here, but I tell you this, I'm thankful. I don't even want to think about what our life would be had he been there because of some of the decisions that he started to make as we got older. So, do I feel bad that he wasn't in y'all's life? Yes, I feel terrible. But let me say this to you single mothers out there. God will be a father to your children. You don't have to be. You just need to do your part. Okay? So yeah, the dude that took off and left. Well, let me tell you something. I ain't never cried to no nigga, excuse my language, no man, why you ain't in my kid's life. I did, let me rephrase that. I did once. I was hurt and angry. We fought all the time because I felt like he could do better. He was in the house. We lived in the same place. And I was fighting with this man to make him be more present with the children. But when he left, when he picked up and moved away, I did not say, why you don't want to be a father to my children. I never said that. It ain't never even, like, I don't even know. I know it was the grace of God. I know it was the grace of God. And I just want to say to single moms out there, you can do it. It'll be a cold day in hell before I'll be begging a man to be present in my children's life, because I'm the one that sat on that table, damn near died to have him, to push him out. And he didn't go through no physical change. But you did, the woman. So I feel like he gave them to me. He didn't give them to him. If he gave them to him, then guess what? He would have been present in their life, regardless if we was together or not. And it's not a jab to him. What I'm saying is that when it's appointed, it will be anointed. How blessed I am that I have two beautiful children and two grandchildren from this man. I'm thankful for my children. And I'm not angry at their father. All the terrible things that we experienced with each other while we was together. But we got two beautiful kids, which then made me two beautiful grandbabies. I can't complain. I'm winning. So yeah, it's get hard. Yeah, money's tight. Yeah. But it'll be a cold day in hell before I ask somebody to do for my children what I can do for my children. And God has blessed me. You know, if you got a son, and I have 3 sons, and at the time I had 1, there is some positive men around you. There is someone. God has sent many of people. You don't got to be laying with a person for them to be in your kid's life. There is many men that will step up and teach your son something. I remember, I'm from the jungles, and I remember many a days where after their father and I separated, the dudes in the neighborhood, my son would be outside, we'll be outside standing in the front. That's what we do, sitting on the stoop. And if my son did something wrong, the dudes would not ever let him get harmed, is what I'm saying. It was one time where it was cold and I had went out, back to the neighborhood because I had moved away. And a good friend of mine, I don't even know if I should say names, but I'm going to just say MB, he held my son. Because back then, I used to catch the bus. So you wasn't traveling with car seats. You had a stroller, but you weren't traveling with car seats. And my daughter was walking. She was fine. But I had 2 kids, and it was time for us to catch the bus. And one of my good friends was pretty much just gave us a ride, took us back home or whatever. And it was a very interesting conversation on the way back because I never asked him to take interest in my son, but he did. They used to call him little man. And my son used to look at those guys like they was like gods or something, because he used to try to hold himself up and just stare at, walk like them. Like you kind of used to disturb me because they was hood, Like I said, I was raised in the jungle, a lot of activities that's not for children, but this was my surrounding. This was the environment I was raised in. And I'm not knocking it because those dudes never tried to instill negativity in my son. And the reason I'm saying this is because you don't know where your blessings come from. Okay? My father was very a certain way with me, but when it came to my son, he tried to never allow my son to feel like he couldn't do something where the other kids was, because my son was born with some difficulties. And I didn't know any better. And I had neighbors who would go out their way for my son, look out for my son, which in return they was looking out for me. And I have friends that, well, one particular one, that when I went to work, will watch my kids. So I'm just saying God will provide. Quit whining about being a mother. It's a blessing. It's a blessing. I know it's hard. I know it's difficult. I got 4 kids. I know it's difficult. I'm struggling. But it'll be a cold day in hell before I ask a man to do what God gave me the strength to do and be. And I'm not knocking no man. I'm not. There's a lot of great men, like I just said. These people are not people I was dealing with intimately. It's just that God will use different situations to be blessings to you. And if you too stupid to see it, that is not really the baby daddy's problem. That's something with you. Stop focusing on the relationship that you wanted that wasn't supposed to be in the first place, and focus on the blessing that came from it. Your children. You could be raising the next president, the next doctor to come up with a cure for something that there's no cure for. If you put that energy and passion in your children. Because when you bashing the father, you're bashing the child. Yeah, everything you don't like about him, you forget you and him made the kid. So those things you don't like are probably strong characteristics in your children. So what are you teaching your kid? You don't even realize it. I don't badmouth my kid's father. Yes, I wrote a book and told my experience with him. My kids choose not to read the book, and that's okay with me. That's totally okay with me, because I don't never want what my experience with him to be their experience with him. It wasn't their experience. It was mine. He was a terrible boyfriend. But the best thing he ever did for his kids was walk away, because it gave me an opportunity to rise up and be the woman that I am today, to keep pushing and to keep hoping. I ain't never gave up, and I ain't about to start now. And you know what's amazing to me? Every time I look at my kids, I see him. And I pray that while he rests in heaven, I pray for all his children. Because then when I see all the other kids and they beautiful, and I see their mothers, and I know it sounds weird, but I don't got no ill blood with nobody. We connected. I only get to talk to two of them, but we're connected. We're connected. Our children are family, which makes us family. And you know, when I see pictures on Facebook, these kids look pretty damn healthy and good. You know, I don't know those women's story, but what I'm just saying is that I had a responsibility with my children. And so I constantly tell my children, you reach out. You two are the firstborn, his first two children. You go be everything you can to your siblings. Be an example. Show them compassion and empathy. There's no need to be upset. The kids don't choose the parents, the mothers and the fathers do. Did I say something? You decided to lay with that individual. I tell my son now, I say, I don't encourage you to be sexually active, but let me just say this. You ain't just got to worry about diseases now. It's a thing that's permanent. It's children, forever bonded, forever connected. So if you don't think you want to bring that person home and have that person in your life for the rest of your life, then you might want to reconsider what is attracting you to the person in the first place. You might want to reconsider who you're. That's what I tell my son. I don't want to hear she was cute. You might want to spend some time and see them behaviors and traits and meet family members so you can see what you're bringing into your life. Don't let the thing in between your legs make the future plans for you, is what I'm saying. I was a single mother, and I'm not ashamed of that. I'm thankful I was a single mother, because it helped me to see my father, my creator, to be everything he said he would be for me and my children. My kids is healthy. They ain't never went a day without a goddamn meal. I'm just saying. They some big kids, staying, starving. Even in my condition right now, we all right. God has been good to us. He's never failed me when it came to my children. And from one single mother to another, he will not fail you. You just got to trust him. And them hard times that you're going through right now, trying to make decisions, do you go to school or do you go to work? You know, if you go to school, you won't make the money. You want to be able to pay your bills. I tell you, if you put it in your heart to do both, then do it. Make the adjustments and do it. Do it. It's going to pay off. I waited. I'm currently in school now. So I chose work. I knew how to do that. And there's nothing wrong with that. I had to go to work and my kids went to daycare. Okay? And then when I couldn't work, my kids was with me. But when I got sick, I had family. So he will provide. My kids ain't been in nobody's system. The courts ain't never took my kids from me. I'm just saying. I know somebody right now that said, well, they need a break. I said, you don't know how many goddamn women in the world need a break? Break when they turn 18. Break when they graduate from college. The good Lord said, I'll give you rest when it's time for you to rest. But right now it's time to work. Now, I don't know. I can't think of how my video started. But I'm not trying to knock anybody. I want to encourage you that you can do it, single mother. God put something in us that no other beings on earth go through but females. We literally transform physically. I read something one day, a guy called us aliens. He was doing a study and I was looking at something and he was like looking at what a woman's body goes through while she's pregnant. A female's body, even animals. He was like, I think they aliens. That's right. Our organs push up, our backs extend so that we can give life. And we do it. And we do it. That's why there's life. Because women are still giving birth. And today there's so much technology shit. Now today you can go in and tell the doctor what day you want your kid's birthday to be on. I was like, wow. I got friends that be like, oh, this the day I picked. Whoa. Okay. Well, I'm just saying, don't give up. Don't give up. I'm a barrier breaking woman because I was a single mother. I ain't looking for people that life is easy and they ain't got no problems. You can't teach me nothing. You can't teach me a damn thing. I want to talk to the people that's going through something right now, that's really going through something, trying to figure out where the next thing is coming from. Because I want to tell you, if you trust him, he will provide. Look around. Might not be what you want, but it's something. All the time my kids be like, Mama, ain't nothing in there to eat. Well, if you open up the goddamn box and turn the fire on and cook it, if it ain't in the if it can't go in the microwave, or they push 1 minute or 2 minutes, to them it ain't nothing to eat. They don't want to have to do the work, you know. You don't want to have to thaw out meat. They don't want to have to measure water or whatever it is, you know. They don't want that. They want to be able to just open up the Oh, oh my God. The woman I was